They're back. Pokemon are back. I guess they never really left, but they're back, okay? They're back. Hey everybody, welcome to the Dano channel. I am Dano, and today we're going to be talking about Pokemon Go. This game has just taken over. It's literally been out like 2-3 days now, and it is just taking over the world. This game is huge. It is amazing. Now, if you don't know what Pokemon Go is, it is a game for your smartphones, your little, oh, that's a nice case we got going on there. But it is a game for your smartphones that lets you, it basically overlays a game map over the real world map. And you walk around catching Pokemon, throwing Pokeballs at wild Pokemon in your neighborhood or where you work, all over the place. So it's a really cool, like, augmented reality gaming experience that is just gotten people's butts off the couch and into the real world. Like, no joke, I'm one of them. I went out to the park yesterday and I saw like 20 different people just hanging out. So guys, this Pokemon thing's getting out of hand. It's literally been out a day and a half, and I'm just kind of out walking the park, only to find this. There's a whole group of people just hanging out at the park, all talking Pokemon. This is crazy. Of course, they were on their phones, like looking at Pokemon, but in between catching Pokemon, they were talking to each other. And it was amazing because these people didn't really know each other. This was really, it was a cool experience for me personally to go to a park after work because I wanted to go catch Pokemon, only to find that there was 20 other people of different age ranges. There were some that were younger, like younger teenagers. There were some in their mid-20s. There was even people in their 30s there. There's people from all ranges who are playing and love Pokemon. So, to get this video started, I want to start off and show you guys what it's like just to start off with a brand new account. So first things first, you will need a Google sign-in, so you need a Gmail or whatever you use to sign into Google. That's what you need first. Once you put it in, we're going to end up with a screen very much like this. It says, remember to be alert at all times. Stay aware of your surroundings. Let's hit OK. Should we hit OK? Yeah. OK. There's the terms. Yeah, we got to do the terms. We got to accept it. And look, it's Professor Willow. Yeah, new guy. So basically what he's going to do, he's going to be walking us through how the game works. He's basically saying he's a cool professor guy. He's fancy and has cool clothes. We can choose our style. I picked a male for my main game, but since this is a new one that I'm doing, let's go with the female, because why not? You get to pick and tweak different things here. You can pick hairstyles, well, I guess hair color more than anything. Let's go purple. Let's go, there we go, purple. Eyes, can I get bright green eyes? There we go, bright green eyes. Hat, see there's different hat logos. Emblems, you can change the fancy pants. Let's go red. Shirt. Yeah, why match? Who match? I guess they all kind of match in their own weird way. You can go with skin color, which is kind of nice to see like all these different options. Yeah, let's go mid. How about that? You can even pick the shoes. Look, fancy shoes, not so fancy shoes. We'll go with the red stripe. You can spin it around. And the backpack. What kind of backpack should we do? Let's do that one. Sure, why not? Are we all set? Of course we're set. We look good. So it says there's a Pokemon nearby. Now this is where the game really starts. So he gives you some Pokeballs and he says these are going to help to catch one. Alright, so you notice there are 3 options. There is a Squirtle, there's a Bulbasaur, and there's a Charmander nearby. We can kind of pinch to zoom and look a little closer at them. Now when I tap on one of them, that's going to be my starting Pokemon. So in my first game I picked a Charmander, so this time around I'll go with a Bulbasaur because I've never actually seen one. That's a lie. In my first game, I actually picked a Squirtle. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, use your camera to find Pokemon in the real world. So this is where the game gets cool. This is the part that's really neat because there's been a lot of people sharing pictures of Pokemon on social media. So yes, let's turn the camera on. There's my desk. And there's you guys. Hi guys, how's it going? So, yes, there's a Bulbasaur right on my desk. So see this little Pokeball? See it? There it is. This is a secret. This is an insider tip. I didn't learn this till like my second day in. You just flick them. But see this little move? You do a little spinny move and see the stars? You get this cool curveball action going. Pow-pow! You like that? That's a pro tip right there. That is a pro tip. Oh look, there's my Apple Watch just hanging out on the desk. Nice. But it's kind of weird how it zooms in on the picture once you get the Pokemon. So the Bulbasaur was caught. You get a little bit of experience. On the top left of that 100, that's a thing, I forget what it's called, Stardust, and you use the Stardust to power up your Pokemon. So if you're used to playing Pokemon, this works a little bit differently. And the thing on the left, the thing on the right with the candies is actually 3 candies that you get, and they're specific to this Pokemon. Those are Bulbasaur candies. You can't really give those to other Pokemon. You give them just to Bulbasaur. Look, he's a CP of 14. Now, to explain what that is, all the Pokemon have a power rating. It's combat power, and his is 14, which is relatively low. So this is what's used to determine how strong they are, how hard they're going to hit. And it gives you a gauge when you go to a Pokemon gym, more on that later, but it gives you kind of a gauge to know if you can take on whoever's, if you can fight in that battle and actually survive, or do any damage. It tells you their weight, their height. In this case, he's XL on both. Sometimes you get them and they're extra small. Just depends on what it is. Sometimes it doesn't say anything. They're just normal. We did get 100 Stardust. We got 3 Bulbasaur candies. And you notice there's 2 options there, Power Up and Evolve. So to Power Up would cost 200 Stardust and 1 candy. And we would see that little meter up top where it says CP14, that little circle above his head, would fill in a little bit. And that's how you kind of show their progress. Or if we get 25 candies, we can evolve him into his next little, was it Ivysaur, and then Venusaur after that. It's been 20 years since I've really dove into Pokemon, so I don't remember all their evolutions. So there's another option towards the bottom here. I'm gonna, you can kind of see their moves and the damage that they do. But there's another option at the bottom that says transfer. So you can transfer them, and it'll give you a candy. So if you can transfer it and get more candy, I'm not gonna do that now. We'll do that in another video later. So I'm just gonna accept it. And he says, "Oh, you're such a talented trainer." Really? I've got 1 so far. Enter the nickname that other trainers will use for me. I'm pretty sure Dano was already taken. But let's just go with, ooh, can we use emojis? No, we can't use emojis. Darn, so close. The best around, how about that? That's ridiculous, but you never know. Sure, call me the best around. It's gonna be like someone's already taken the best around. They've already. The best around 1, 2, 3? Name isn't available. Someone actually out there is the best around. Okay. The best 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just move on with this, right? Sure, yeah, call me that. Why not? What a cool nickname. Nice to meet you. Of course it is. So, you can find items at Pokestops. Now, if you see what this little Pokestop is, here's a clip that'll kind of show you a little bit better of what it looks like when you're at a Pokestop and how to actually get items from it. Now, as you walk over to the Pokemon stop, it'll show you something like this. You want to spin the coin, some items will pop out. If you hit the X, you'll collect them really quickly, and that's it. Okay, so now you'll notice he's going to a little bit more time to walk. So you move in the real world to move your avatar. Okay, fair enough. Now, I'm not actually going to walk because I'm here with you guys in the camera right now, but you can see on this little diagram, see on the bottom right corner, I hit that little button. It tells me who's nearby. There are quite a few. There's a couple Rattatas right there. There's a Zubat, what looks to be a Fearow or Spearow. And on the top left, I feel like that is a Omanite. This guy right here. Now notice it has 2 footprints. One thing that you should know as a new trainer is the amount of footprints kind of tells you how far away it is. The fewer footprints, the closer it is to your actual location. So if you want to click on one of these, in this case I do want to click on the Omanite, if I were to be moving around, you would see that the Pokemon that I picked, on the bottom corner, there would actually be these green lines that pop up. So here's an example of what that looks like while you're moving around. Now, one thing you might notice is there's this Pokeball down at the bottom. This gives you a bunch of options. One thing I want to tell you first off, the best way that I found to play this game is to get on my bike. Like literally get off your butt, quit watching videos, get off your butt, hit the little settings button on the top. There's a thing here that says battery saver. Now when you do this battery saver, you guys can see my screen right here. I turn it on to battery saver, it's on. But when you take your screen and you turn it upside down, it turns the screen dark. Just like it did there. See, look, normal, dark, normal, dark. And when it's dark, the app is still running because it's not a game that you can close the app and still pick up Pokemon and track things. The app has to be open. So you do have to put it in that power saver mode. But if you put some headphones in, you can hear when a Pokemon's nearby. There's a special sound it makes, so you can do that and still kind of walk around or be on your bike, like I like to do. I say bike because you cover more ground. You see a lot more Pokemon. It looks like, oh, see, my Omanites moved. There are a couple new that came in. There's now a Rattata that's only 1 footprint away. There is a bunch of different options here. So again, settings, You can choose music, sound effects, vibration. Battery saver is a huge thing there. There's quick start if you want to learn more. Other stuff like that. Another big one on this screen is tips. If you want to learn a little bit more about the game, he kind of goes back through it and tells you the way things work again. See, I just skipped through them. I'll let you do that on your own time. Now, there are 3 options here. There are Pokemon. I can see the Pokemon that I have, which is just a Bulbasaur. I can look at his stats again. I can help beef him up. There's a section here for eggs. If you collect eggs, you can throw them into an incubator. And if you walk 5 kilometers, which is about 3 miles, maybe a little, I don't know, give or take, math. But if you walk 5 kilometers, you will actually hatch that egg, and sometimes the eggs give you something cool. Sometimes they give you something like a Rattata or a Pidgey that are found basically everywhere. But you might get lucky and get something really neat. I actually hatched a Pikachu earlier today, so you never know. Get to walking. All right, other option there is the shop. Now this is where you can spend these little gold coins. See that little Pikachu up top where it says 0? That is how many coins I have, 0 coins. Now these coins, of course, at the bottom, can be purchased for real world money. This is where you have to be careful. If you tap on it, it just automatically pops up and is like, hey, do you really want to spend 10 bucks right now? And all you have to do, if you have like an iPhone with a touch thing, all you got to do is touch it and it'll spend 10 bucks. So be very careful with that. That is real world money that you're spending. But on the top, you can spend coins, Pokey coins, to get all these different items. You can get more Pokeballs. You can get Incense, which is an interesting thing I'll talk about next. Lucky eggs, lure modules, egg incubators, bag upgrades, and Pokemon storage upgrade. They'll let you basically hold more items or more Pokemon. And then again, back to our coins. Now, I did say I'm going to talk about Incense. Before I do, notice that shield on the top corner. On that top corner, it says 0. Because I don't have any Pokemon who have taken over a gym, I can't claim any coins. But you don't have to spend money to get coins. You don't have to. If you have taken over a gym, then what you do, and this is something you can't get to until you're level 5, so we'll do that in another video. But, heads up, if you've taken over a gym, just remember this for later. If you hit that shield, you can hit it once per day and collect your coins. So that's how you get free coins. The more Pokemon you have stationed in different gyms that you've taken over, the more coins you get. They don't really tell you that. You have to figure it out. Back to the Incense. All right, so hit the button. We're going to go right to our items. Notice Incense. It says, Incense with a mysterious fragrance lures wild Pokemon to your location for 30 minutes. Let's do it. Why not? Let's just use the Incense. And this is something that's interesting because it only lures them to me as a player. If you had your phone and you're standing next to me, if there's a wild Pokemon around, we will see the same wild Pokemon. But if there's one with this little, see that purple cloud around him, the Rattata right there? If you didn't have your Incense on, you wouldn't see him. Or it might even be a different Pokemon. So it works differently than the lure modules do for the Pokestops. And that's a different item that we'll talk about again in another video. So for now, let's look at our Rattata. Let's go catch ourselves a wild Pokemon. Now this is a pro tip right here. If you want to get a cool picture, you don't have to do the thing where you hold the button and do the screenshot. See, look, it looks awkward and weird. Or if you don't like where it's placed, turn AR off. Look somewhere else, turn AR back on, and then there he is on my desk. So you can place the Pokemon. See, if you leave, then it's like, no, go back that way. But if you turn AR off, let's see if I can get him right on top of the cup here. There, he's close. He's kind of by the cup. Oh, there's a dead Charmander on the floor. But just so you know, you can place the Pokemon. You can get it to be in cool pictures. All right, I'm going to put you on the computer. There you go. You're on my computer. We've got Rattataception going on there. There are screens upon screens upon screens of just Rattata moving around for days. This is the weirdest thing ever. Okay, enough Rattataception. Let's catch this thing. Now again, here's a little pro tip with that kind of making that curvy motion. You get the curveball, and you get more experience by doing it this way. Now you might be wondering what those green circles are. The green circles are basically a way to tell you how accurate you're going to be at getting it. So when it's big, it's not going to be as good of a chance of getting him. When it's small, you have a greater chance of capturing him. So you want to throw it and have it land right when it's at its smallest. You may notice later when you get to higher level Pokemon, the color changes. If it's green, it means they're pretty calm and it's good to go. But if it's like yellow or even red or orange, it means that Pokemon's agitated and nervous, and you have to give them a berry, which is a higher level item, to kind of calm them down and change the color of that bar. Alright, so let's do this Rattataception style right now. Oh, he jumped. He jumped out of the way. This is ridiculous. Don't jump, don't jump. Okay, there we go. Boom, curve, got him. Hashtag Rattataception. We got him, so we can see we got 100 more Stardust. We got 3 candies, this time for Rattata. And we got more experience, which is going to help us level up. So now it's going to register him to the Pokédex. It's going to fill in his little silhouette. I'm just going to hit the check mark there so we can move on. And as you have that incense going, you notice in the top corner there, it says 26 minutes and 53 seconds. We still have time to go. We've got like 25 minutes. So if I was walking around the neighborhood, you're going to attract all kinds of different Pokemon, where in this case, I'm likely just going to get another Rattata or a Pidgey or a Zubat showing up, unless I get off my butt and go walk around, go to the park. Now, there are special places of interest, like all around town. Maybe I can see one from here. See these little blue things way back there? That's one of the Pokestops I showed you earlier. It's far away. It says this Pokestop is too far away. So that's sad. But one thing you should know is if you do have a lure module, if you tap this little white rectangle right there, it says empty module slot, can have a Pokestop module installed. So if you install one, you can put it there and purple little confetti leaves will dance all around it, and everyone who's playing the game will see it and be like, what is going on over there? And before you know it, you'll end up with a crowd of people. And it's weird because it not only attracts Pokemon, but it attracts people who are playing the game. And it's just, it's a lot of fun. So we've seen me go to a level 2. There I am. One problem that I've seen, that you guys are going to see this a lot. You see this a ton. The servers go down. There's a ton of people playing this game, and the servers go down often. So just keep that in mind, that it will happen. But if it happens, if you're in the middle of catching like a Pikachu or something really big, you're like, oh my god, I want to get it. And it freezes or stops on you. If you tap your Pokemon player when you get back in the game, you can go to your journal, and it'll tell you a history of what happened. So if that Pokemon got away, you'll know instantly that it got away. Or if it glitches out on you early into you even attempting to catch it, it won't show anything. But if he's caught, it'll show you that it was caught. So just keep that in mind. The journal keeps track of all that good stuff for you. There is a thing there that says no team. Once you hit level 5, you'll be able to pick a team. There are 3 different teams, one for Zapdos, one for Moltres, and one for, I want to say Articuno? I don't remember for sure. There's a third one. But each one of those teams lets you basically go fight at gyms. And again, we're going to cover that in another video later on my gaming channel, shameless plug, called Dano Channel Gaming. There's actually a little tag you can click right up there, which will take you to more Pokemon tip videos. Guys, I hope you like learning this. As a beginner, I hope this little walkthrough helped you out. If you have any questions or special requests, go over to Dano Channel Gaming. Leave me a comment on one of my Pokemon Go videos, and, you know, let's talk about it. If you have any cool Pokemon, I want to hear where you guys are at, what level you're at, what's the coolest Pokemon you've found. Leave it down in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.